So just to give a real quick understanding of how figure drawing, right, actually uses motion, I'm going to use this example from drawing Daffy Duck. I don't know if you can see this pretty well, but see this blue line here represents the kind of motion that you're supposed to be doing. And it's actually interesting, they use the kind of 4 heads method, or I guess 3 heads. This is the size of the duck's head, and then they have like a circle here and then a circle here. So I'm just going to quickly draw basically my understanding of that. So let's say the motion of your duck, right? Because I'm drawing ducks here because they're actually a lot easier than drawing humans. So the motion is something like that. That's the motion you want, right? Your duck is kind of looking upward a little bit, but the tail is sticking kind of outward like this. All right, so I'm going to put a little circle right here, which represents the body, a circle right here, which represents the head, and a circle right here, which represents the, his tail section. And then I'm going to actually draw in the tail, and draw in the body a little bit, kind of flesh out the head, and might as well just go ahead and try to finish him up. So he's got his legs that go right here, another leg. So you want to get that sense of motion of the legs. So you get a little, and then his feet, and let's go ahead and just put in the eyes, just to finish him up. Here's a mouth that kind of goes like that. Yeah, well, let's see here. Not going to do them exact because honestly, I haven't drawn Daffy Duck in a while. He's got a little neck here. What was happening before is that I was rubbing it with my hands here a little too much. Put his hands in, gonna be right about there. We got another hand that's gonna go right about here. Just doing a little ball for the hands, and then we'll finish up the body. So anyway, it gives you some sense of just the motion that you want when you're trying to draw these things. Okay, so now let's go to trying to draw the human. I'm not sure if you can see the pencil drawing that I've already done. But basically what you're starting with is you're starting with these lines, okay? So you start with line 0, that's the very top of the head, right there. Then you have 1, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm actually going to switch over to magic marker just because it makes it a little bit more clear for you guys. So we're going to start, so basically the shape of the head is that it's kind of flat on the sides, right? You got the ears here, and then it's roundish on the top. So it's kind of like an upside down water drop or tear shape or something. So that's the bottom right here at the chin. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the nipple line. And between 1 and 2 is the shoulders. So the nipple line kind of goes down right about where the ears are. The shoulders are a little bit wider. So you might as well draw out the shoulders and the neck. So the shoulders kind of, you can put it as a little bit of a curve, and then you got the neck here. And we might as well go ahead and put in the belly button, which is number 3. And what happens is that you have like this roundish rib cage that comes off of the shoulder area. And people that are really skinny, you can actually see the bottom of the rib cage, which is above the belly button. You know, you'll see people's kind of like 6-pack, right? Like the super muscle men. Number 4 is the hips. So it's kind of interesting, but you actually have these crests of the hips that go above where the actual ball and socket of the hips are. So I guess you call it the ilium. And at the very front of that is the ASIS, anterior superior iliac crest, and in the back there's I don't know, it's something similar. So anyway, let's just go ahead and put in this person's kind of belly area. It's going to go in like that. And then we'll put in the top of the legs. To number 6 is where the knees are. So the legs kind of, there's a bit of a curve in the way the legs come down. These are the quad muscles. And then from number 6 to number 8, you get this line that goes down towards the feet. Now notice how the feet are actually a little bit inward from the hips. And that's just, it's kind of a shape, like a V shape that humans have, where their center of mass is a little bit further in. So I might as well put in, these are the shape of the legs. And right here would be one kneecap, here would be another kneecap. And then from the hips down, you get this kind of like little bikini line, so to speak. Might as well put in the feet. Feet are kind of flattish. You can put in, this is the back of the legs. Okay, might as well go ahead and do the arms. So from this roundish area, right, we have the shoulders, and then it's called the deltoid muscle. It's actually a little round right here, it's a little round right here, and then it kind of goes straight again, goes down to number 3, and that's where the elbow is. And then this part here, it's a little round, but it's mainly straight, and then goes down to number 5 is where the hand kind of ends. So anyway, these things aren't like perfect. Like some people will definitely be, this is a fairly tall person. Some people will be quite a bit shorter than that. You know, some people, you know, they're big and fat, and so obviously they're going to have somewhat different proportions. But, you know, like, this is the way we've kind of learned to draw people in a non-exacting way. Let's go on to thinking a little bit about putting people into motion now. All right, let's go ahead and try this one here. Might as well just start with this first one. So we're starting with line number 0, okay? That's actually the top of the head. And we're gonna put in, we're thinking just, these are just stick figure guys, okay? So it doesn't have to be an exact right shape for the head. It has to be some kind of teardrop shape. Maybe I'll move this up a little bit just so we're really sure that we got it. Okay, teardrop shape, and then we're going to go ahead and put in the shoulders. So notice that the shoulders are kind of going this way a little bit. One side is a little bit higher than the other. And then notice how the backbone is kind of swishing down this way. So down to number 4. So we're going to go ahead and put in maybe straight from the neck down to number 4. Okay. And we might as well go ahead and put in the rib cage. So we notice that the rib cage goes to right above number 3. Okay, so this is going to be our rib cage right about here. And might as well put in the hips. So the hips are going to be at number 4 here. Swish. So notice how this line is going this way and this line is going this way for the hips, okay? And then we have little balls of the hips, and then we have the little balls of the shoulders. And then notice how the leg is going straight down to about number 6. And then this one here is going down maybe this way a little bit. And then we'll go put in the kneecaps, and then we'll go straight down to right about number 8 here. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. You're almost seeing it. Move this back a little bit. And then this one over here. And then we'll put in the arms. One arm is kind of going up this way. Another arm is kind of going out this way. All right. So it's really up to you how much detail you want to put in at this point, right? You could try to put in more detail, but you definitely don't have to, right? Put in the belly button, that kind of thing. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Okay, so let's start with number 0. So number 0 is going to be the head again. And notice how there's like a kind of a curve here. So if this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so this curve is going to go down to number 4 again. Swoosh. And then we might as well put in the shoulders. There's the hips right about here. And then 4, 5, 6, we'll bring this leg out to number 6, this leg out this way, and then this is going in this way, this is going in this way. And we might as well put in the rib cage, and then the arms come out like that. All right. One thing that I kind of forgot to talk about earlier is actually what does it look like to see the human body from the side. So in this one right here, we can see the body straight from the side, okay? So let's go ahead and put in the head from, this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure that you can see that. Kinda, yeah. So we'll put in our head right about here. It's this, right? So this is the back of the head. This here is the face, and then you got this jaw area, right? And this is where the eyes are. And then you got your nose right about there. So what happens is that the neck actually goes out this way a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a straight line down, so he's kind of symmetrical that way. And between 1 and 2, I'm going to put in this round ball, which is the shoulders. Shoulders maybe a little bit in front of that line that I just drew. And then down number 4, I'm going to put in the hips, okay? But the hips are actually in front of, well, they're basically straight down. Okay, and then there's a line that represents the back here. And then, believe it or not, the way the back works is that you've got this little tail area. I know that people don't believe that we used to have tails, but we actually did. And that's kind of like what makes the butt area kind of roundish. So that's your butt. Let's go ahead and just finish up the legs now. So between 4 and 6 is where the front of the legs are. And then you have your kneecap right there. And then we're going to put in the feet right about here. And then you have the back of the legs, right? This is the calves. And then you have, right here is your Achilles tendon. The hamstrings are right there. And then actually I forgot to put in the chest area. So this is the rib cage right here. So it kind of starts just above the shoulders and it goes down to right in between 2 and 3. That's the bottom. And in my guy, he's leaning a little bit forward. So try to ignore that a little bit. And we're going to put in the arms here. So the elbow is going to go to right about number 3 here. And then the front of the arms go to right about 4. And then you got the hands right about there. So this is just to give you a sense of some anatomy of how you would actually draw a person from the side. So you got the person from the front, you got the person from the side, and then you have like all these sort of gestural stick figures. Give that a try, see what happens. Okay, thank you. That's it for figure drawing.